Hi, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. I'm Tara, and I'm a mindfulness meditation teacher. I'm also participating in Dry January. Many of you might be new to my sessions. Today is day 20 of Dryuary, and for the obvious reasons, it may be the most challenging sober day for many of us in the US. Um, One of my friends who is participating in my meditations asked me yesterday, quote, "Can we get a skip day tomorrow? I'm going to need at least one glass by noon," end quote. So here's my response. I'm not here to judge you or to tell you how much to indulge or cut back this month. That, of course, is up to you. These meditations are simply tools designed to help you meet your own intentions this month, whether you're going fully dry or cutting back. So I'm certainly not going to judge if you take the day off today. That is completely up to you. Um, what I will say is personally, as I look ahead to the next 4 years, I anticipate many days that will challenge my intention to minimize how much I drink. And today is just the beginning. So, for me, it's a good day to practice alternative ways to manage my anxiety, fear, sadness, grief, all the emotions that are coming up, and to seek some ease in the uncertainty. These rain meditations do not neutralize or suppress any feelings that are present for us. Such practices, suppressing difficult emotions, that is, just lead to more frustration and struggle, and they could ultimately cause us to abandon our intentions. So instead, RAIN is actually an acronym, and it stands for R. The R stands for recognize any beliefs that feed our habits, or any cravings or challenging feelings that arise in response to our efforts. A stands for allow, and that's meant to allow these beliefs or feelings to be present without judging them. I is to investigate and challenge them. And N is for nurturing the parts of ourselves that are hurting or vulnerable. When RAIN was first created by Michelle McDonald in 1984, the N actually stood for non identification. And that's still a very valid component of RAIN in these meditations. So you don't have to identify with any challenging feelings or beliefs that are present. When practicing RAIN, you might recognize that resistance or fear has arisen, but that doesn't mean that you are resistant or that you are full of fear. Hate might arise. That doesn't mean it drives you. So, RAIN allows you to witness these feelings while calling upon your inner wisdom, your consciousness, to manage how you respond to them. In today's meditation, I'll be taking us through the normal breath work, then a short body scan, and then the RAIN process. Okay. So, I invite us to get started. First, just find a comfortable position, one that will allow you to be comfortable yet alert for the next 20 minutes. So you could be seated upright in a chair with your feet flat on the ground, and your hands in your lap or on your armrest, if that suits you. If you prefer, you could sit on the ground on a cushion or a mat. Or if you prefer to lie down, go right ahead. Just choose whatever your body's calling for at the moment. Once you find the position that best suits you, go ahead and lower your gaze. You can either rest it on a focal point a few feet in front of you, or if you prefer, you can close your eyes altogether. And as you settle in, just do your best to relax any areas of physical tension, any obvious tense areas. And then tune into your breath. breathing deeply into your belly for 3 seconds, holding for 2, and breathing out for 4 from your belly and your chest. Good. Breathing in again for 3, holding for 2, and exhaling for 4. One more time, inhaling, holding, and exhaling. Great. And now allow your breath to be natural. When you find your mind wandering, you can always return your attention to the breath, which is always with you. If the breath is not a good anchor for you, you might zoom in on another sensation, such as where your body makes contact with the earth. Sound can also serve as a great home base. You might draw your attention to the soft noises around you, perhaps the hum of the heater, the ebb and flow of nature sounds, or even traffic outside your window, the start and stop of voices in the other room. With a peaceful, curious attention, just feel the sensations of your chosen anchor moment to moment. And now take a scan of your body, starting with the crown of your head and working your way down your scalp, relaxing your hairline, your forehead, and temples. Softening your eyebrows, eyelids, the corners of your eyes, the nose, cheeks, jaw, the corners of your mouth, even your tongue and gums. The base of your skull, down the back of your neck, the front of your neck, kindly softening any tense areas. Move your attention down the shoulders, the upper back and chest, down the arms, hands, fingers, and down the torso and lower back, into the pelvis and bottom. Just continue to relax any tight spots. Moving down, continue to soften as you draw your focus to your hips, thighs, hamstrings, knees, shins, calves, ankles, the tops of your feet, your toes, the soles of your feet. And finally, draw your attention to where your body makes contact with your seat or with the earth. Here, you might let out a sigh and imagine melting downward as the whole body breathes. Allow the earth to cradle you. And now call to mind your intention for this month, whether it's to stop drinking altogether, to only drink on certain days, or reduce the number of drinks you have within a given period of time, or to perhaps manage another habit that doesn't serve you. Visualize that intention as clearly as possible. What does it mean to you right now and to your plans for this evening? As you become aware of your intention, draw your focus to any challenging feelings that may arise in response, whether you sense some resistance, doubt, anxiety, or a craving. Just take a moment to be aware of those feelings. What sensations are you most aware of? What thoughts or images arise? If your thoughts are racing, or if you're not sensing much at all, you can recognize that too without judgment. Just be aware of whatever is most dominant, perhaps the overall tone of the moment. Now, just allow this dominant feeling to be there. Pause for a moment and accept its presence. You might mentally whisper yes or welcome. If you find yourself saying no to the experience, you can say yes to that feeling of resistance too. This belongs. This too. You are simply observing its presence. Mindfulness has room for all of it. Now zoom in on one challenging thought or feeling, again, whatever is most dominant, and approach it with curiosity, as if you're meeting it for the first time. If you could personify this thought or feeling, what would it look like? How old are they? How are they dressed? Let them speak to you. What does their voice sound like? What do they believe? What stories do they tell you? What do they think will happen if you don't overindulge tonight? Listen to their response. And now draw your attention back to your breath, breathing naturally, and take another quick scan of your body. Where do you feel this emotion or thought? How does it feel? You might name any physical sensations that come with it, such as tightness, throbbing, burning, heaviness. And now ask this emotion or thought, what do you need? How do you want me to be with you? To nurture this part of you, you might place your hand on your heart or wherever the body is affected, feeling the warmth and reassurance from your palm. You may imagine pulling a younger version of yourself onto your lap and embracing them. Or you might call on the presence of someone you consider deeply loving and understanding, such as a grandparent, child, pet, living or deceased, or a spiritual figure. Feel their compassion flowing into you, supporting you. And now you might offer yourself some loving kindness statements. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be free from inner and outer harm. Discover what happens when you bring unconditional love to the parts of you that are hurting or vulnerable. And rest here in this feeling for 1 minute. I'd like to leave you with these words by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., written in a 1957 letter to Chester Bowles, former U.S. ambassador to India. We will match your capacity to inflict suffering with our capacity to endure suffering. We will meet your physical force with soul force, with love. We will not hate you, but we cannot, in all good conscience, obey your unjust laws. And we will soon wear you down with our capacity to suffer and with our love. And winning our freedom, we will so appeal your heart and conscience that we will win your freedom as well. May we continue to honor the legacy of Dr. King and learn from his words, entering this challenging time by calling upon the love in our hearts, in the spaces within us, and in the consciousness around us. When you are ready, draw your attention back to your contact with the earth, its sounds, your breath. You may open your eyes, taking in your peripheral vision first, and slowly focusing in on the sights in front of you. If it feels good, you might stretch, bend over, and if you chose to lie down for this practice, please return slowly to an upright posture. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining me. I will be back today at 6 p.m. Pacific time and on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Pacific. You're welcome to listen to these recordings whenever you want. But as you move forward with your evening and the next couple of days, just try to keep these practices in mind. If you feel a craving arise, pause for a moment and tune into the breath or another anchor that we've practiced. Recognize any cravings or difficult feelings that you have and try to accept them as natural and allow them to be there without judging yourself for them. You might nurture yourself by offering some loving kindness statements or visualizations to yourself. And just remind yourself of any successes you've had so far, no matter how big or small they are. Okay. Thank you very much. If you like this video, please subscribe and please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. And thank you again. May peace be with you. Take care.